What I'm displaying at this point is compact trees or landscaping. What's in front of us is a hemlock, and beyond that, the property owner, when I met him, he was in his 70s, and that's just a couple years ago, and he has used hedge trimmers on these for, well, since they were young. The arborvitaes past them, those are all new. The white pines in the back, they have also been trimmed to keep them compact so he could manage them. These white pines, they have been trimmed. Unfortunately, recently, they have been impacted with snow and other things that has reduced them drastically and created major holes. You can see the pattern and shape on this side, and as I go around you'll see other trees. The point of this, and here's a blue spruce that he's been trimming and managing. I don't know as he is still maintaining these, and so they may be growing beyond what he had managed them to be. If you look at the trunk, you can see how large this is and how long it's been here based on the DBH. You can see white pine here with that trunk size. It could be, I don't know, 40 feet tall maybe. But by trimming them on a regular basis at a particular height, unfortunately they start getting very dense. But with that, you can go up through and clean some of it out so that it doesn't get too dense. With the density comes a lot of shading so that parts of it will die off. With that dieback, you can take parts out to allow more light to get in. As you can see, the U in front of me, how snow has damaged that, and also this other one by the road. But again, this is just one example of how to keep trees or other landscape features compact with the regular pruning and care to keep them at a specific size. Trying to bring them back to a size tends to not be as aesthetically pleasing, and the time involved and the expense along with that for a lot of people becomes cost prohibitive. That's why a lot of people consider landscaping to be only good for about 15 years without proper care. Most landscapers are not arborists, they're not nurserymen, and so when a tree or plant grows 2 inches per year, they're only taking maybe half of that off, and so they are constantly getting larger and larger, and before too long they have outgrown their space, whether it's a hedge planted, or shrubbery planted underneath a window that then grows up to the point of blocking the window. This next house gives an ideal example of that. You have some hemlocks that are now covering the windows, and next to them on the other side of the door are yews covering the window. Initially they started out as small shrubs, not an issue, not a problem, probably very pleasing. But as time goes by, and here's another example right across the street of yews that started out as a small feature, but now they're almost hourglass or champagne or martini glass shape with that V where the top is so wide and it is probably overshadowing the walkway that is beside it. Here's an example of a blue spruce, and that would probably be about the size, if let go, that white pine out front was. But because it had been trimmed, it grew no higher than, I'd say, 10 feet. Crab apples have been pruned back. Basically somebody attempting a reduction, and it is a notable effort that is working. They have the potential of getting much larger. As you notice, the other trees on the property have also been reduced, and you can see the growth on the mulberry out by the street. I'd say 8, maybe 10 feet of growth in a single year. But if these are pruned back on a regular basis, they can keep them compact, and they can enjoy the features of having a tree for much longer than allowing them to grow naturally and outgrowing the space that they maintain. Unfortunately, that requires regular maintenance.